were our investors itself. So we installed solar rooftop systems, ground-mounted systems, difficult, complex rooftop systems to understand the challenges that the industry faced while we got into solar. So just to give a brief background, we are a strong team of 100 plus people now, mostly working in the services side. After doing services for 5 years, we finally think it's the right time that we have understood the difficulties, the challenges from an industry point of view, and how could we resolve them. We got recognized by MSEB in 2017, and till now we have installed close to 500 kilowatts of solar power. At the same time, have installed numerous solar street lights and water pumps in different parts of Odisha. This is a brief intro. For the paucity of time, I might skip a few slides. This is the team that we have right now. Everyone from a different industry, specializing in software, electronics, IT, marketing, also procurement. Our passion is to make renewable affordable and available across all Indian households. When we started off, we realized 9% of households globally, even in India, are without power, and that gave us an enormous opportunity to get into the residential part of solar. And we plan to do it by making more cost-effective and efficient solutions. Now, how are we going to do it? I will quickly skim through these 3 slides. It's a no-brainer that renewable energy is the future. When we start expecting heat wave of 48 degrees Celsius in North India in March itself, and we have a cyclone coming every year in Odisha in summers, we understand that renewable energy will contribute in reducing this dependence on energy. And even within renewables, solar, just because of its practicality and availability across the globe, is the most important parameter, is the most important source of renewable energy. And even within solar, we realize that we are a startup. We might not be able to create a big dent, especially when there are big companies, Chinese stalwarts in the industry. However, there was a chink in their armor. A lot of these companies focused on modules first, and then the power electronic side of it was neglected. Be it inverters, be it charge controllers, battery management system for lithium ferrophosphate batteries. These are certain industries which India has fell behind, and the time that we have to catch up with China or any other country is really demanding on us. And hence we try to attempt to get into the power electronic side of solar. Next slide, please. Through our constant market work, interaction, some good experiences, some scoldings that we received from our customers as well during the initial days, we realized there are 4 major challenges. If we want to transition as an economy, as a society into solar, just doing megawatt plants might not help the end user. But to transition rural India or a middle class India into solar, what were the major challenges that they're facing even today? The first being durable storage. We all know the cost of batteries. Lithium ion is very expensive. Add to it the growing worries of e-vehicles exploding in the sun. These are not good industry parameters, and it definitely has a market to innovate durable storage for renewables devices, renewable energy. The second is grid integration. Unfortunately, a lot of on-grid inverters today that are made in solar, we all might have put in our industry, in our offices, in government buildings. You would realize 90% of them, maybe even more, come from outside India. And hence integration or punching into the grid, the technology that we have is unavailable today. Third thing is monitoring through IoT. A lot of my friends mentioned solar and IoT in their presentations, be it aquaponics, hydroponics, even the pavement. It's a brilliant product. And each one of us is including solar into it. However, there is not a single language that all these devices speak in. For example, on my way to here, I see a lot of villages on my road which had solar streetlights installed. Maybe they operated for a couple of years. But since there is no monitoring system that is attached to a remote device, we are not able to track. And maybe the government, the administration, the corporates who do it through their CSR funds are not able to track whether 100 streetlights installed are still functioning after 1 year. And the O&M cost that comes to it is magnanimous. So it definitely reduces our budget to electrify India and Odisha even better. So a simple way to integrate all these technologies that we talk on solar and make them speak to a single platform is one of the areas we are working on. And the fourth is to bring this cost that we've been talking about. It's so mehenga, it is so expensive, and a rural and an average middle class is not able to buy. We are trying to bridge it. I will quickly come to the products. I'll come to the solutions. I'll come to the slide. Can we go to the next slide? We identified 4 solutions, sir and ma'am. The first one is storage. In storage, we realized that there are three things that India and Odisha especially needs. The first one, next slide please, is a MPPT charge controller. Now, a lot of controllers that we use today are PWM based, which are 20% less efficient than what are typically used in solar applications. To make things simple, these are not very difficult to manufacture. As a matter of fact, a state like Angul or Western Odisha, which is so much harnessed with sun, imagine getting 20% more output from the same investment. This is what a MPPT charge controller does. Next slide, ma'am. And to top it off, it's not just lead acid battery. On one way, I cannot talk on solar, and at the second, on the second front, I cannot popularize the use of lead, because we all know its environmental impact. And hence, lithium comes into the picture, and through lithium-ion technology, lithium ferrophosphate, and an effective BMS, we are planning to bridge this gap of making small batteries for residential applications. And third is actually in my hand. This is a solar SMU, or a home conversion kit as we call it. See, a lot of us have have inverters at our home, and we generally don't want to reinvest. Who will dispose the old inverter, get a solar inverter, put another solar panels on top? It generally adds to the cost. This device out here can go with your normal inverter and convert your normal home inverter to a solar inverter at a marginal cost. This ensures two things. One, that we do not recycle, or constantly we do not replace our electronics component. We make use of the old items. And second, you get it at a 50% lesser cost than a normal solar inverter. And hence we think in areas where inverters have already penetrated, but solar is finding it difficult to get in, this product for residential application might hold us some good. The second solution is on the grid isolation. I'll quickly go to the one differentiation on next slide. The entire work of a solar inverter is majority of it is based on the transformer. The conventional transformers that are used if you open an inverter that is being used here in this hall or at your homes, you will find the bulkier, the heavier conventional transformer. We are trying to replace it through a slim and light SMPS transformer that gives more cycles per second, and one is more cheaper, second is smaller in size, it reduces the size that overall equipment takes, and third, it is more reliable and can give a higher warranty than a regular on-grid inverter. So we are not trying to innovate the entire technology since it's existing, but we believe, again, this is one chink in the armor. If given a chance, we can change this transformer and make an inverter more affordable. Next slide. Monitoring system, next slide. We all spoke about, if I ask you what was your electricity bill last month, all of us can take out a Paytm app or a PhonePe app and tell that, okay, this is how much I consumed. But if I ask you, if anyone has solar, how much you generated, that becomes a difficult question. Or if I ask you, how much does your fridge consume, or how much does your AC consume, and how can you reduce your electricity bill? So then again, the answer is very surprising. Maybe many of us won't have it. And hence, through a smart IoT integrated system, all the products that we make, be it charge controllers, BMS, inverters, everything that we make in our solar ecosystem is IoT enabled. Data can be tracked by government officials to check the kind of the effectivity of the investments made. They can be checked by CSR, by corporates, to check on the kind of returns that their CSR investments are making, and for residential consumers as well, to understand how much savings are they actually bringing out of their solar system. Next slide, ma'am. And finally, for the cost reduction, including all these parameters together, a robust IoT, a transformer which is less in cost, a device which can definitely reduce the cost of shifting to a new inverter, and overall integrating a lot of BOS, balance of system changes. Ma'am, next slide. We are happy to tell you, ma'am, next slide please. We are happy to tell you that we are able to reduce, ma'am, another slide, sorry. Next slide. Yes, thank you. We are happy to share with you that we will be able to reduce the cost of solar installation at a normal household by 50%. This excludes the panels, because we don't work in solar panels. The remaining cost of putting up a solar installation on a rooftop, at a home, at an office, at an industry can reduce by up to 50% if we use our SMU technology and our IoT technology. At the same time, the work that we are doing with our BMS ensures a 30% higher battery life through the use of machine learning, your charging and discharging cycles, we study it every day, and we ensure that the same lithium pack that you buy lasts for 7 years rather than 5 years. At the same time, we have a dedicated OEM channel. As we said, that we have an operations team of 50 plus engineers who are with you, not to just sell a product one time, but to stand with you for regular O&M, for 24/7 service, which is the need of the hour in today's industry. I can just go back one slide, ma'am. Just go back one slide. Just one more slide, please. Yes, just go back. Yes. We did a small exercise on market sizing to understand if we get into the residential solar inverter section, how lucrative is the market, and whether we followed the top to bottom approach by identifying market share, or we follow the bottom to top approach by understanding the kind of requirements. We estimate the industry, the market in India, to be around 5,900 crores. And we can just imagine, with a 1% share, we can bridge around 60 crores of business in a year. And our effective ask to the audience today is 10% of that, which is 6 crores, to put up a plant at a facility of 1.5 acre space, where we can manufacture charge controllers, lithium-ion battery packs, battery management systems, and entire balance of system kit that will enable a smooth transition from normal electricity to solar grid. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presentation.